The tension begins with a sharp, accusatory cry. A hand is thrust forward, fingers splayed as if to present evidence of a betrayal. The speech bubble cuts through the air with a stinging realization. Liar! You're not even wearing a ring. The absence of the ring serves as a smoking gun, stripping away a layer of deception in their heated confrontation. In response to the outburst, the man, presumably the one accused, reacts not with guilt, but with a deep, frustrated frown. His brow furrows and his gaze turns downward, his expression etched with irritation. He looks like a man who has reached the limit of his patience, weary of the drama unfolding around him in the dimly lit, upscale lounge. The man attempts to shut down the conversation entirely. A speech bubble emanating from his chest states firmly, "That has nothing to do with you." But before he can finish his dismissal, he is interrupted by a heavy, deliberate step. A new presence enters the fray, calling out his name with chilling familiarity. Yenyak! Yenyak turns his head sharply, his eyes narrowing as he looks over his shoulder. Behind him stands a woman, her long, wavy hair cascading down her back. The atmosphere shifts instantly. The step sound effect emphasizes the weight of her arrival. The dynamic of the room changes from a two-way argument into a much more complicated three-way encounter. Finally, the newcomer is revealed in full. She is a striking woman with flowing reddish-brown hair and elegant diamond earrings that shimmer under the bar's crystalline lights. She wears a confident, knowing smirk, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear as she gazes at Yenyak. With an air of playful yet piercing superiority, she delivers the final line. "Took you long enough." Her arrival suggests that the real game has only just begun. As the tension peaks, a hand clad in a soft pink sleeve reaches out, gripping Yanyak's arm with a mix of desperation and urgency. This physical contact serves as a silent plea for attention, grounding him in the midst of the escalating confrontation. The woman with the reddish-brown hair doesn't hesitate to assert her presence. She moves in close, performing a deliberate lean against Yanyak. Her proximity is a bold statement of intimacy, designed to mark her territory and unsettlingly close the distance between them. Yanyak's expression remains sharp and guarded, his eyes fixed forward as he feels her weight against him. From her vantage point, close to his side, the woman directs a piercing question toward the person in pink. Her voice, though likely smooth, carries an edge as she asks, "Who were you talking to?" It is a dismissal disguised as a question, intended to strip the other person of their relevance in Yanyak's life. The newcomer continues her verbal offensive, her eyes narrowing with a faint, mocking smile. She looks back at the woman in pink and asks with an air of cold curiosity, "An acquaintance?" By using such a distant, formal term, she attempts to diminish the significance of the previous argument, reducing a heated emotional moment to a mere passing encounter with a stranger. The scene culminates in a tableau of immense social pressure. The woman in the pink top stands small before the towering figures of Yanyak and his companion. The sound effect, hesitate, hangs in the air as she remains paralyzed, trapped between her desire to speak and the overwhelming, unified front presented by the two people before her. The gap between them feels like an unbridgeable chasm in the dimly lit lounge. The scene begins with a close-up of a man's face, partially shadowed but radiating a sense of calculated confidence. A sharp, knowing smirk plays on his lips as he gazes at something, or someone, just out of frame. The internal monologue, talk about impeccable timing, suggests that he has arrived at the perfect moment to disrupt a situation or seize an opportunity, setting a tone of mysterious intent. The perspective shifts to a woman in a pink dress, standing in what appears to be a sophisticated bar or lounge. Her face is flushed with a mixture of embarrassment and agitation. She looks toward an unseen person and flatly denies any connection, her speech bubble reading, "No, I don't know her." Her defensive posture and the "what?" trailing off in the background hint at a brewing confrontation or a social trap she is trying to escape. The dialogue continues over a shimmering, soft focus background, bridging the gap between the characters. A voice asks, "Did your meeting go well?" To which the response comes with a smooth, practiced courtesy. "Yes, sorry I'm late." This exchange marks the official entry of the man into the immediate circle of the two women, layering a veneer of professionalism over the underlying tension. The man fully enters the frame, towering slightly over the woman in white and the woman in pink. He maintains his charming, enigmatic smile, while the woman in pink watches them, her face turning a deep shade of crimson as the word blush hangs in the air. The atmosphere is thick with unspoken history. His presence alone is enough to completely unsettle the woman in the center, making her the focus of a silent, high-stakes social drama. The final panel focuses on a subtle but significant physical action. The man reaches out, his hand firmly but gently grasping the strap of the woman's bag, or perhaps her arm. This gesture is possessive and authoritative, signaling to the other woman that he is taking charge of the situation. It effectively ends the argument and establishes his dominance in the room, leaving the woman in pink stunned as he leads the other away. The man maintains his composed and striking appearance, a soft yet enigmatic smile gracing his lips. His eyes, sharp and full of hidden meaning, remain fixed on the person in front of him. There is an air of quiet triumph in his expression, as if everything is proceeding exactly according to his plan, further cementing his dominant role in this social encounter. The tension in the room shifts from confrontation to an intimate yet public invitation. Amidst the sound of footsteps, marked by a prominent clump, a speech bubble appears with a direct question. "Shall we head to your place today, So Young?" In the background, the woman in the pink dress is left speechless, her face still flushed with a mix of shock and embarrassment as she watches the scene unfold from the sidelines. With his proposition made, the man moves closer, his presence looming large and protective. He is seen carrying a blue bag, which adds a touch of domesticity to his otherwise sharp appearance. He stands beside So Young, the sound of their movement, clump, echoing through the bar. His posture is assertive, effectively creating a barrier between So Young and anyone else in the room. So Young looks up at him with a knowing, almost playful smile of her own. She doesn't hesitate for a second, her response being a simple, definitive, "Sure." The clump of her heels indicates she is already turning to leave with him, leaving the bar's chaotic energy behind for something more private. The chemistry between them is palpable, leaving no room for further argument from outsiders. As they begin to walk away, the man places a firm, guiding hand on So Young's shoulder. So Young casts a final, lingering glance back over her shoulder. Whether it is a look of victory or a silent goodbye to the woman in pink, the gesture signifies that the encounter is officially over. They move as a unit, retreating into the shimmering lights of the evening and leaving the tension of the bar far behind them. The scene opens in the vibrant, shimmering atmosphere of a high-end lounge. Amidst the clinking of crystal wine glasses hanging from the rack and the glow of premium bottles, a hand thrusts a smartphone upward. With an energetic shake, the person signals a clear intent to stay connected, their voice cutting through the ambient noise with a spirited exclamation, "Call me!" As the evening continues, we see the face of the woman behind the phone. She's radiant, with wavy blonde hair and a cheerful expression that lights up the room. Her cheeks are dusted with a slight flush, perhaps from the excitement of the night or the wine in the background. Wearing elegant floral earrings and a stylish patterned dress, she waves goodbye with a genuine, hopeful smile, clearly charmed by the company she just kept. The perspective shifts abruptly from the warmth of the bar to the quiet, cool air of the outdoors. High above the silhouettes of lush garden trees, a massive full moon hangs in a deep indigo sky. The celestial glow is so bright it illuminates the edges of the clouds, while scattered stars twinkle around it. Below, the rhythmic sound of footsteps, clump, clump, breaks the midnight silence, echoing through the empty park. Under the watchful eye of the moon, a man and a woman walk side by side along a winding stone path. The garden is bathed in a moody, bluish twilight. The man, dressed in a sharp black suit, leads the way with a stoic demeanor. Beside him, the woman with long, wavy mauve hair follows closely. Their body language suggests a heavy atmosphere, contrasting sharply with the lively energy of the bar they presumably just left. The camera zooms in on the woman with mauve hair, capturing a moment of sudden realization or distress. A small sweat drop graces her temple as she winces, her lips parted in a soft, breathless gasp. Ah! Something has caught her attention or sparked a troubling thought, causing her to falter as she walks. The cool, glittering light of the park emphasizes the tension written across her face. The steady rhythm of their walk is abruptly broken as the man reaches out, his hand firmly encircling the woman's slender wrist. The motion is swift and unexpected, illustrated by the sharp action lines between them. He halts her mid-step, his grip acting as a silent command to stop and face the mounting tension between them. Realizing the suddenness of his actions, the man immediately softens his posture and begins to pull his hand away. A look of slight concern or regret crosses his face as he mutters, "Oh, I'm sorry." The woman, still startled, looks at him with wide, uncertain eyes, her own hand frozen in the air as she processes the sudden physical contact under the dim park lights. Despite releasing his firm hold, the man's fingers linger for a moment near her sleeve as he notices a faint red mark left on her skin. His voice drops to a more gentle, questioning tone as he asks, "Were you uncomfortable?" The close-up shot emphasizes the sensitivity of the moment and his sudden awareness of her reaction to his presence. The woman gazes down at her wrist, the warmth of his touch still seemingly present in the cool night air. She is momentarily lost for words, her only response being a soft, whispered, "Ah." The sparkling, textured background reflects the internal flutter of emotions, a mixture of confusion and heightened awareness as the silence stretches between them. Regaining her composure, the woman shifts her gaze upward, her eyes searching his face with a mixture of boldness and vulnerability. A small glance indicates her hesitation before she finally breaks the silence with a direct question. After a brief, unsure, she gathers her courage and asks pointedly, "Don't you have something you want to say to me?" The moment hangs heavy with the weight of unspoken words and a truth waiting to be revealed.